Everybody, it's Lauren. Welcome back to my channel. This is Books and Tea and all things me, and I am so glad that you are here today. I know it's been a while again since I've made a video, but I'm not going to apologize. Life happens. But I am really excited about my October TBR, so I did want to come and make a video today to share with you what I'm going to be reading in the month of October. I have quite a selection of like thrillers, darker fantasy, suspense, that type of thing, and I'm really excited because that's really what I've been into lately, and I've been holding off on reading some of these books until October, so I'm really excited for some of these, and I'm going to share them with you. So the first book that I'm actually about halfway through right now is The Roanoke Girls by Amy Engel. I didn't know a lot about this book before I picked it up. I just knew that I think it was a sponsored book on Goodreads, so it kept coming up, and I was intrigued by this cover. And then I did see one review about it, and I can't remember who it was, but they were talking about how there was some incest in it, and they really liked it, even though they felt like they shouldn't. And for some reason that just really intrigued me to pick it up myself. So this book is about our main character Lane, and at the beginning of the story her mother commits suicide and dies, and so Lane is sent to live with her grandparents, and she meets her cousin Allegra, who she didn't know that any of this family existed, and they develop this friendship, and she realizes that there's some secrets about the Roanoke family that are slowly being uncovered as she lives there over the summer. And the story itself is taking place like 10 years later, and her cousin Allegra goes missing, and so she returns to Kansas after she had run away to try to figure out what happened to her cousin. And so it's told like back and forth between the two time periods, back when she was a teenager first living in the house, and then now as she's returned trying to figure out what happened to her cousin. And then there's also some little snippets from some of the other Roanoke girls in the family. So it's a little bit like confusing to explain, but it's done really well. And I own the Book of Ivy that Amy Engel wrote as well, but I haven't read it, and I'm really enjoying her writing, so I definitely want to pick up that other duology that she wrote, the Book of Ivy duology, when I'm finished with this, because I'm really liking this. The next book that I'm hoping to read this month is You by Caroline Kepnes, and this is a book that I've owned for a while now, but I lent it to a friend and she had it for like a year, and I finally just got it back, and I'm like, well, perfect timing, it's October. So a lot of people already know what this is about. It follows a stalker, I believe, and it's told in second person, which is what makes it very unique. And I know people say they really like it because of that. It makes it really creepy, because he'll be talking and he'll say, I watched you walk into the bookstore or whatever. So it kind of feels like you're being stalked yourself, which I think is very interesting. So I'm really hoping to get to this one. I think I'll probably pick this one up next after I finish the Roanoke Girls. Then the next book I picked up was Three Dark Crowns by Kendare Blake, and this one I'm sure everyone knows about already. It's gotten a lot of hype in the booktube world, and the second book was released fairly recently. But the reason I picked this one up is because I thought it sounded like more of a darker fantasy. It's about three triplets who all have different powers, and I think when they turn 16, possibly, they have to like fight to the death for who is going to rule next. And so I thought that this sounded like a spookier fantasy read, and I thought it'd be a good time to pick it up. Next, I picked up from the library Born Wicked by Jessica Spotswood, and this is the first book in the Cahill Witch Chronicles series, and I've heard Trina from Between Chapters talk about this series before. I think she did a whole series review on it, and she did really enjoy this, and I was in the mood for a witchy fantasy series, so I picked this one up and I'm excited. The next book on my TBR is All the Missing Girls by Megan Miranda, and this is a book that I'm borrowing from my aunt. She read it recently and really enjoyed it. I saw Allie from Hardback Hoarder talk about how she really enjoyed this book. I think she listened to it on audio and really liked it, and I don't remember the exact details about the synopsis, but I don't really like to know a lot about thrillers going into them, so I'm not going to read it, and I'm not going to tell you about it. So if you do want to know more, just check it out on Goodreads, but I know that this is a thriller, and it's about missing girls. The next book I picked up from the library was The Dead House by Dawn Kurtagich, and I think this may have been in a library haul that I did in the last couple months on my channel, but I didn't ever end up reading it at that point. I read And the Trees Crept In by this author a few months back, and I wasn't a huge fan, but I liked the style of writing and I liked the multimedia format that it was in, and I know that this one is similar. It has like pictures and whatever else. It's just not written in a traditional way. I've heard Cece over at Problems of a Book Nerd talk about this one before, and I know her and her girlfriend both read it and really liked it, and so I wanted to pick it up. I think it sounds super creepy and spooky for Halloween time. Next, I picked up Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco, and this is one that I might not get to. I feel like I am in the middle of so many series right now that I'm not quite sure that I want to pick up another one, but I do think this sounds so good. So this is about a woman who is apprenticing in like the forensic studies and gets pulled into this investigation where they're trying to find the man that they're calling Jack the Ripper, a serial killer at the time. And so I think this sounds really, really interesting, and I've been hearing a lot of good things about it, that it's a like quick, easy, enjoyable read. And so I think that this would be a good one to kind of like break up some of these more serious ones, because I think I really am going to enjoy this. I just think that I'm not sure I want to start so many series all at once. And then on that same note, I checked out The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkin from the library, and this is another series that I've been wanting to read for a really long time, and I thought October was the perfect time to start it. But again, I don't know if I will be reading this one right at the moment. I just took it out so that it's there if I decide I want to, but yeah, so many series right now. I just don't want to get involved in too many because I have a hard time remembering all the details if I wait too long between books. But yeah, I really do want to read this, and I saw it on the shelf of the library. I thought, oh, what the heck, I'll grab it. Maybe I'll get around to it. And then the last book on my October TBR is Bad Romance by Heather Demetrios, and this is, I think, more of a like contemporary thriller about an abusive relationship, and I really enjoy stories about abusive relationships. I think that they're really, really powerful and important to read, and I've heard that this is not the best written book, but it is an important read, and I love this cover. I've had this checked out from the library for quite a while now, so I'll probably pick it up soon before it's due back. And I know this isn't like super creepy or really October-y, but I do really, really want to read this one, and that is like seriously the most gorgeous cover. So hoping to get to this one very soon. And that is it. That is my October TBR. I'm really hoping to get to most of these this month. I do have a trip planned later in the month, and I don't know how much time I'm going to be able to read while I'm gone for those 4 days, but I've really been reading a lot lately. I'll have a wrap up coming soon with the books that I've read recently, because there are a lot that I have not talked about since my last wrap up, and I really, really want to share my thoughts about those with you. So look forward to that soon. If I have time before the Munchkin wakes up from his nap, maybe I'll film it right now, but we'll have to see. Life has just been crazy. It is so hard to get anything done with a 1-year-old running around. Speaking of him, we had his first birthday party on Saturday. It was such a blast. I'll put a few pictures up so that you guys can see. We did a Mickey Mouse themed birthday party, and he loved it. He had so much fun, and we did a smash cake, so he got to get all messy in the frosting and the cake, and it was really awesome. So I just cannot believe that I'm the mother of a 1-year-old already. That year went so fast. It is just nuts how fast they grow. And he's been walking for like 2 months already. He started walking when he was 10 months old, which I can't remember if I've talked about it in a video yet or not. But yeah, he is all over running. He's getting into everything, but he's so fun. And yeah, it's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work, and this mama is tired all the time and doesn't have a lot of time to film. So I'm so glad that I'm getting this filmed today, and hopefully I can get it edited soon and out to you guys. But if you are planning to read any of these books for October, please let me know. Maybe we can read them together if it works out, or just let me know what you're planning to read in October. And if you've read any of these, let me know your thoughts on them, because I really am excited to get to all of these. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!